Hey, just a quick heads up. Content here may not appeal to everyone. If you don't resonate with what's shared here today, that's okay. We all have our own journey in life, so please respect our shit and we'll respect yours.
Welcome to the Own Your Own Shit Show, where we talk about the mind-body connection and how your thoughts and emotions affect your whole health. I'm Lisa. I'm a massage therapist, nurse, and mind-body connection coach, and I am the owner of Beyond Balance, and I help women to release stress in their mind and their body.
Nice. And hi, I'm Andrea Coulter. I'm a doctor of medical health and homeopathy, and I'm the founder of the Ioma Healing System, which you can check out below. And this week, we don't really know.
Laughter fit again.
Yep, we do that a lot.
We do.
I do cut out a lot, but you go to the outtakes and you can see all our crazy laughing stuff.
Yeah, good bloopers.
Exactly. Exactly. I think we're going to talk about allergies.
Yes.
But we might have to split this one up into two.
Okay.
Should we do that?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So we might have the same outfit on next week because we're going to just cut this up for you. So we're not taking up all of your time to go through this.
Yeah.
But I think if we start with one type of allergy, because there's so many different forms of allergies out there and reasons for kind of allergies, and why don't we just start yakking about it and see where it goes?
Yep, let's yak.
That's what we do best.
That's what we do best. And laugh.
Exactly. Laugh and talk.
So my nose has been really itchy lately, and I didn't know if it was allergies, as I've never had allergies.
Yep.
So I thought. But I wondered if it was maybe a food intolerance.
Could be.
Causing inflammation and histamine reaction, and it's starting here instead of going right to my stomach, because I feel like I've been healing a little bit more in my digestion.
Yep. Interesting thing about allergies is I always look at allergies as we talked a lot about digestion and your assimilation of life and how your assimilating affects your whole digestive system. Well, interestingly enough, is allergies are that other intake of external into internal. If you think about it, a lot of it's, again, whether it's a food allergy or whether it's a seasonal allergy, it's something you're taking in through your olfactory, right, into the nose, into the lungs. You're taking life in, the external in. And so why are you reacting to something you're taking in and I'm not? Right? Because people always go, oh, well, don't you react to all the pollen and stuff in the air? I'm like, no. So why are you? Okay?
I don't know.
Yeah. So we can break this down in multiple ways. So let's just look at yours today. Maybe that will help somebody else, because if they're having the same kind of issue right now, look at it in a holistic way. Right?
So this is what I was just thinking while you were talking.
What?
So I was kind of mentioning about this job that I was in, and it was a lot of computer work and a lot of focus and a lot of detailed stuff, and I noticed my eyes were getting really itchy, and I just quit the job because it was definitely too hard on my body. But I wondered if that had something to do with it, that it was just there's so much focus and even just the computer screen coming into my body. Would that
potentially? Absolutely. But it does make sense to me that does damage your eyes.
Oh, yeah.
Now, having said that, though, the other thing I was thinking when you were telling me that story is, so what I would be asking a client is, okay, so how are you feeling in your job?
Was not happy.
Exactly.
No.
And so one of the biggest triggers for allergies is either repressed anger, frustration, or can be fear of life, which is a whole nother issue, but a lot of times frustration.
There was a lot of frustration.
And denied anger. Again, this is a topic that always comes up. It's a big one. Right? So, being irritated. Allergies are an irritation. It's get your attention. Why am I scratching? Why am I sniffling? Why am I rubbing? Because it's your body's kind of expressing the inflammation and because of the irritation, and not just physical, but mentally, emotionally, you're irritated by life.
Oh, you nailed it. She's good.
Right?
Yeah.
But to me, that's what allergies always are. Now, having said that, what's interesting is over the years, because my mom had severe allergy and asthma, deathly allergic to so many different things, and yet I was like an animal lover, so I was always sneaking cats into the house and stuff. Unbeknownst to me, way back when, she actually was in the hospital for a week and a half because I snuck a cat into the house, which is one of the things she's deathly allergic to, or was,
wow.
and her lungs collapsed.
Oh my God.
I know, what a terrible daughter. I didn't know.
No,
I learned that story
that.
later in life. I didn't even know why she'd gone to the hospital. But yeah, even if we came in with cat hair on us from, she would react, right? So as I got older and I was, as a practitioner, I kind of started researching some of that. And we were working on her allergies at the time and working through the old unresolved emotional mental conflicts that had triggered her to go there. But did you know that every animal has their own reason why people are allergic to them?
No.
I know, it's the most
idea.
bizarre thing, but as I was learning things, like for instance, if you have allergies to dogs, usually you're afraid, you have a lot of autoaggression, so self-anger, and you're fearful of anger.
Oh.
You're fearful of aggression. So people that are aggressive around, so maybe you grew up in a home that there was a lot of verbal abuse or physical abuse, or so you had that PTSD of aggression and anger and you cower, right? That's a big reason for dog allergies. Cat allergies, like my mom, interestingly enough, is a loss of nurturance, love, and that whole, because if you think about it, I mean, we have kittens at home right now, and oh my God, I love kittens!
know, right?
You just want to, it's true, they're so cute. But when you think about it, every time I do that, I think of my mom, and I think of how she can't do that. But when you think of when you pick up a kitten, and they're so snuggly, they're so soft and fluffy. Yeah, but I know, and again, I may be just surmising my own perspective on this, but I don't, her mom passed away when she was quite young of cancer, and I think that mom was like the youngest of three, and she was always the one expected to do everything and to take care of everyone, and got married really young because she was pregnant, and like a lot of heavy responsibility and stuff. And I think in her life growing up, she always felt that anger and that weight of not true mother love, never getting that deep mother love connection, which triggered that, feeling frustrated and denied in life. And that creates those allergies.
Wow.
Yeah, that histamine reaction, which is the adrenals, which fight or flight. There's so many ways you can kind of go into looking at it on a physical, mental, and emotional level. Right?
Wow.
Yeah. So if you're going to fix your allergies, if you really truly want to, and what's interesting is I worked on this with my mom for a number of years, working through her old stuff and working with remedies, both physical and tonic states. And she actually got to the point where one winter she had this stray cat. Interestingly enough, how life throws shit at you. So a cat showed up at her back door, stray, and it was a really crappy winter, and she felt bad for it. So they made this external little box with a heater in it and everything. And she'd feed it outside. It was so sweet. And at one point she was letting it in her house, and it was up on and she was letting it on her counter.
Okay.
I would never let a cat on my counter. Yeah, he's like, what? But yeah, she's like, oh yeah, I let it come in for a little while to warm up and run around and stuff. I'm like, and you who used to go to someone's house and literally could not stay more than 2 minutes because you'd have an asthmatic attack.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Nope. Kind of let it go.
She did some healing?
She did some serious healing.
Wow.
Yeah. Interesting, huh?
Yeah. I love that.
Yeah.
So own your own shit.
Yeah.
Because really, allergies may be something in your life and not just ragweed
Yeah.
or cats.
Yeah, it's true. Well, again, why are you allergic to ragweed and I'm not?
Yeah, it
Right?
kind of doesn't make sense, but it
Doesn't.
kind of does at the same time.
Yeah, I mean, again, so people, oh, well, it's genetics and weaknesses and physical. Well, okay, maybe, but okay. So then look at the state of mind that triggered it in your parents. Why did they develop it? And then they just pass that genetic. Because when you actually have chronic illness or disease, your DNA RNA actually changes. It's hydrophobic and hydrolytic, so it actually, they change. Your strands can change and kink and block, and that's how we get chronic disease that gets passed on. In the most simplistic form. Again, I'm not a huge scientist, so don't go too far with that information. Don't poo-poo me for my little bit of information. But that's what I've learned. And so that's how chronic disease gets passed on from generation to generations because you have these kinks in your DNA, RNA, and it gets passed on to the next generation in some form because they get a unique structure, and then that other sibling gets a unique structure, and so why are you carrying it in your sibling? Like, it's all that, right?
Wow.
So you can say, well, it's just a physical, but no, it started somewhere in your line, and they just passed it on. Well, maybe fix it.
Yeah, maybe it can stop with you.
Yeah, that's the point. We're here to just work on our own shit.
Yeah.
You know, and if you want to, then kind of be attentive to it.
That's interesting because now that I'm not working that job anymore, I can feel that my eyes feel better, my nose is clear, like it's not as stuffy.
Yep.
It's still a little bit because it's really only been a couple of days, but that's quite interesting because I feel I have more energy. I don't have those symptoms so much anymore because I got rid of the source
Of frustration?
of frustration. Yeah, and I mean, I'm not saying go and just quit your job to avoid something, but that I knew for a fact it was draining me. It wasn't good for me. I was only doing it for money. It was all the wrong reasons. So obviously my body's going, we're not in alignment here. What are you doing?
Yeah.
You need to get rid of this. So once I did, whew,
Feel better.
Cloud 9.
Exactly. Yeah. Nice. It's nice that you listen to your body. And I guess that's the thing is, you know, we've taught ourselves to listen to our bodies, to be attentive to our mind-body connection, which is why we're sharing that with you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Intuition.
Yeah. So let's end there.
Yeah.
So thank you for joining in our conversation today. We're really excited that you're joining us, and we're having a lot of fun doing this. And, you know, if you want to keep following along, please subscribe. You can hit the little bell. Does anybody know about this? I just learned this. There's a little bell. Yeah, so you remember every week when we come out with one, you'll get notified. Yeah, we would like for you to, you know, share along and join and subscribe.
Yeah. And if there's anything that, you know, you're struggling with, just comment below. We'd love to make an episode just about you. Share your thoughts and feelings of what you've heard today. And just remember that the only thing that you can control in your life is yourself.
Exactly. So for the rest of the week, be authentic, be empowered, and own it completely. Bye.
Don't forget to connect with us on your favorite social media sites so you can share your whole healthcare woes, wins, and other shit you'd like to discuss with us.
Okay.
Okay. So say hello.
Hi. Okay, I better remember.
I don't know why I want to cross my legs. I don't know what I look like with my leg crossed. I think it looks okay. I don't know. It just feels comfortable to me.
I know, I haven't been, but I think that we should start.
Yeah.
And my hair's up.
And they're weaving.
Hi, the cool guy. I'm gonna shit. Okay.
Thanks.
Nailed it.